Morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hundoke, together today with Rev Santosh Neupane. Today is Friday, the 9th of May 2025, or the 12th of April in the 13th year of Chongluk. So thank you all for coming, and let's begin with a bow to our true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, Chanji Champunimge, Kyombe, Paro. And let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English.
가존맨세 8. 천일국 주인, 우리 가족은 참 사랑을 중심하고 천일국 시대를 맞이하여 절대 신앙, 절대 사랑, 절대 복종으로 신의 일제 이상을 이루어 지산천국과 천산천국의 해방권과 속방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 8. Our family, the owner of Chongluk, pledges having entered the era of Chongluk to achieve the ideal of God and human beings united in love through absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience, and to perfect the realm of liberation and complete freedom in the kingdom of God on earth and in heaven by centering on true love. Thank you. I'd like to ask Kathy in New Zealand if she could offer the opening prayer, please.
Pray together. Good morning, our most beloved Heavenly Parent, most beloved true parents of heaven and earth and humankind. We thank you so much for your love, your heart, the guidance that you give each one of us, and the love that you give each one also. We thank you that as we're reading the pledge number 8, Heavenly Father, this is all the ideal that we need to achieve and want to achieve with you and with one another at this time, and as we've entered as the gate, the entrance to the gates of heaven have been totally opened for all mankind. And this is just an amazing time that we are living in, that you have been waiting for over 6,000 years for this time. And it's such an honor and a privilege that we could be here at this time of all the people, at all the ages and all the time in history that this has happened while we are here. And we thank you for this. We thank our ancestors, and we're grateful for all the work they have done in the past to make it possible for each one of us to be here at this most precious time, to be here to know and come to understand true Father. The course that he has gone through is incredible. The course that true Mother has gone through is truly incredible also. And together they have achieved so much for each one of us to be able to follow the standards and the values that they have set and shown, Heavenly Father. Heavenly Parent, we thank you for this. We thank you that we can come together from all different countries around Oceania, Heavenly Father, and join together as one family. I thank you that Santosh will be giving the talk this morning. He always gives things with such beautiful heart and opens our minds to many other things that are going on around, as does each person, Heavenly Father. Heavenly Parent, we thank you for this. And we offer everything to our heart always. And I offer this in attending Holy Mother Han. I pray with gratitude in my name, Catherine Whitley, Arju.
Thank you, and let's give a warm welcome to Reverend Santosh as he shares this morning. Thank you.
Good morning, dear brothers and sisters. It's very nice to be connected again through Morning Hunduke. As we all know that before we went to Korea, so we did 40 days Chongsimon prayer condition. Only the thing, it was great doing the Chongsimon prayer condition, but only the thing I would miss is this morning Hunduke. because even we couldn't meet person to person. Meeting every morning via Zoom is always great. It's always great. But again, we are back to Hunduke. I believe we had very good experience while we were in Korea, especially the Chompyeong Training Center area, and I mean the whole place, including the New Sanctum, also the Peace Palace, Old Peace Center. I went Korea this time after almost 2 years, and I saw a lot of development internally and externally. After all the program finished, I was able to bring my family and members from Fiji to Busan. And I was going around in Seoul and many other places. I found Korea has externally also developed a lot than it used to be. And I was very surprised to see that Korea has become very much expensive than before. I was thinking for a meal for 5,000. It used to be like if I buy doenjang jjigae, it will be 4,500. But this time I found that doenjang jjigae, we cannot get doenjang jjigae anymore for 4,500. It's 8,000 or 9,000 on. Yeah. And the other thing is I just want a little bit share about my particular mission in Korea this time. I think around November last year, the international headquarters asked us to prepare for inauguration of Interparliamentarian Speakers Conference. So when Reverend Yutaka got this message from Reverend Chong Lee, who is the leader of our whole movement, directly under True Mother. So Reverend Yutaka was the one who united with the Reverend Lee from the very beginning and until the end. Reverend Yutaka really united. Reverend Yutaka really understood the importance of this interparliamentarian speaker summit. And then he shared me and Reverend Stone the new direction. And Reverend Stone and myself, we completely united with Reverend Yutaka, and we started communicating and approaching the speakers from different countries here in Oceania. And with the help of our existing ambassador for peace, and with the help of our national leaders and national representatives in the Pacific country, we were able to confirm the 5 speakers from the country of from the region of Oceania: Tonga, Tuvalu, Samoa, and Palau and Micronesia, Marshall Island. These 4 the speakers of the parliament from these 5 countries, they were so happy to be the founding member of Interparliamentarian Speakers Conference 2025, and to sign the agreement that was signed by our international headquarters. But unfortunately, because of the political circumstances, even they became the founding member. The Samoa speaker could not attend the summit, but other 4 speakers attended the summit. But the Marshall Island speaker was represented in the summit by the deputy speaker of the Marshall Island Parliament. Beside that, we had wonderful delegates from Solomon Island. The Prime Minister of Solomon Island was very keen to go, but unfortunately, because of Pacific Island meeting in Fiji during the same time, he was not able to go, and he asked one of the very senior minister to go to attend the conference. And then Solomon Island, 3 delegates came from Solomon Island, and they did a wonderful experience. Beside that, we had our VIP from Australia, Mr. Sobi and his wife, and Mr. Bruce Ong from Victoria and his wife. As we know, we had a great inauguration of Interfaith Park centered on Mr. Sobi this time, and Mr. Sobi was very happy. And I can see one of the media person of Mr. Sobi who goes to who went to Korea together with Mr. Sobi is posting all the pictures and all the details of what happened in Korea, and I could see a lot of positive reflection from the Mandarin people all around the world. The Mandarin people all around the world are thanking Mr. Sobi for doing this great, and Mr. Sobi is one by one trying to educate the Mandarins all around the world about UPF, True Mother, and True Parents Foundation all around the world. Similarly, Mr. Bruce Ong, who recently established Bruce Ong Foundation, he converted all his property to his foundation. He was amazed to see True Parents Foundation. I had the chance to sit down with him on the last day of the summit during the breakfast, and we sat down almost 2 hours. And then I was just listening to him. I didn't speak much, and I was just listening to him, his experience. And when I listened his experience, he was very surprised how it is possible, because I was able to share a little bit about True Parents' life in very short, because Dr. Bruce Wong also came to Australia as a young. Uh, he came he came from Cambodia as a young refugee, and he started his business, and he built his empire. And I had shared with him how True Parents came from North Korea and become refugee in South Korea and he started from the city of Busan. So he was very amazed, and he promised that he will work hand in hand with us in Victoria, in Australia, in whole Oceania. And he was also very much keen interested to go to one of the uh, Oceanian country to see our foundation and to see. Then I asked him that it's good to go to Solomon Island to see our foundation. So similarly, we had two great religious leaders from New Zealand, the president of the Ratana Church and his spokesman. I believe they had a very good experience. I also had a chance to sit down with them, talk to them, and share with them about True Parents and the foundation of True Parents. So, yeah, so the conference, the whole world summit, and especially the interparliamentarian speaker summit went very well. I was very blessed that Reverend Utaka, together with Reverend Stone, gave me this responsibility, and we were able to, I believe, able to fulfill this responsibility. After that, we went to Chompeong to see True Mother. As always, True Mother looked very beautiful, very strong, very determined, as we all saw True Mother this time. And I was very happy to see True Mother very healthy, and True Mother always smiling. On the day, the last day of the Changgilguk Leader Assembly, I was not able to attend the first day of the Changgilguk Assembly because I had to still stay back in Seoul to take care of some of the VIPs. But I was there for the second day or the last day of Changgilguk Leaders Assembly, where True Mother proclaimed the new structure in our organization, and she also proclaimed about the new beginning. So, dear brothers and sisters, after this victorious entrance of all of us, together with our beloved True Mother, Holy Mother Han, in the Changgilguk Sanctum, I think we are more stronger, more happy and more healthy than before. And we are really, we have tightened our belt because this flight will be a new, again, a two years flight, because True Mother, again, she proclaimed uh, a goal until 2027. So any kind of turbulence comes on the way, I think we are ready with our seatbelt tightened, and we'll march forward to reach the destination and to reach the goal given by our beloved True Mother, the Holy Mother Han. Thank you very much. So today, as usual, I thought of bringing some little bit different thing than usual, especially Rev Nutaka. He goes to parents his speech, and other leaders also, but I thought of bringing a little bit different. This is from Dr. Peter Kim again. Uh, Fortunately, uh, this time during the luncheon uh, right after the inauguration of the Changilguk Centum, I had a opportunity to be next to Mrs. Kim, Dr. Peter Kim's wife. I think her name is Philia Kim, I think. Uh, yeah, I think so. So during the luncheon, I was just next to her, and then I told her that during our Oceania Hunduk, I sometimes read the memories from Dr. Peter Kim, and she was very happy. And I saw, when I saw her, I saw like she happily sent off Dr. Peter Kim with a very good memory, and she looked very beautiful, and she was so happy. She was so happy. Uh, and then she told that she will be in Korea for a few months, and then go back to America, and she will stay with her daughter in America. So I went through this writing, this testimony of Dr. Peter Kim a few days before, and when Rabbi Taka told me yesterday that if I could do Hunduke for today as he is traveling, then I thought of reading this together with everyone. So the title of this memoir is May You Bloom, My Beloved, by Dr. Peter Kim in his Memories of Grace. I think this book is already published. The book of Dr. Peter Kim's autobiography, Memories of Grace, is already published. So here he goes. One day during his stay at the Federal Correctional Institution, Denbury, True Father asked me to bring plenty of calligraphy paper, brushes, ink, and other supplies. In anticipation of True Father's writing calligraphy, I went to the visiting room with the thick, high-quality calligraphy papers sent from Japan and Father's usual brushes and ink. It was a very special day of blessing for everyone. True Father gave special calligraphies, idioms, or memorable phrases to True Mother, True Children, and all the leaders who visited him that day. The prison's visiting room was bare. It consisted of a long, crudely made wooden table and long benches on either side of the table. It looked like the kind of picnic table you might see at a park near the Han River. Of course, the visiting room had a concrete floor, making the atmosphere completely different from that of 150-meter Memories of Grace. A life of attendance to parents' picnic park. There were 5 of these tables, each sitting about 8 people. Every day for lunch, I would grab a soft sandwich and a soft drink called Yo-Ho from the vending machine and set it out that uneven table for True Father. There were several other drinks, including Coca-Cola, Sprite, but Father particularly liked Yo-Ho. It tasted bland, like a synthetic mixture of coffee and soda with a slight milk flavor. You probably can still buy this Yoho drink in United States today. I remember collecting True Father's empty cans of Yoho, over 100 of them, and sorting them for many years in my office in the basement of the old wing at its garden. According to the regulation of correctional institution, no one visiting an inmate was allowed to bring in food from the outside, regardless of who they were. Hence, all visitors had their belongings searched before being allowed into the visiting room. True Mother and all international leaders coming to visit True Father from around the world usually had to eat this special meal. According to the regulations of correctional institution, no one visiting an inmate was allowed to bring in food from outside, regardless of who they were. Hence, all visitors had their belongings searched before being allowed into the visiting room. True Mother and all international leaders coming to visit True Father from around the world usually had to eat this special meal for lunch. On days when there were lots of visitors, it could be noisy, but it was usually quieter in the mornings when there were fewer visitors. Despite this environment in the visiting room, True Father spread out a large piece of calligraphy paper on the uneven cracked surface of the table. He wrote a beautiful providential poem filled with love for True Mother. This was a historic moment. I think this is what True Father wrote on that day, 1984, August 23rd. I don't know if someone can read this, maybe Mr. Araisan. I don't know if this in Hancha or, yeah. Starting from the right side, Father wrote the poem in longhand, and it went like this. May you bloom, my beloved, far and wide throughout heaven and earth. May your fragrance spread towards the eternal homeland. So this was a calligraphy written by Father to our beloved True Mother on this particular day of 1984, August 23rd. On the far left, True Father wrote his name Mun Sun Myong, and on the far right dated it August 23rd, 1984, January. Before writing the calligraphy, True Father looked at the paper for a few minutes, but once he took up the brush, he wrote the poem in one continuous, bold strokes. We were speechless at the depth and beauty of the poem. At first glance, this might have seemed like a quick written poem gifted by Father to Mother, but we all thought, did Father just confess to Mother the feeling he held from so long? Yeah, usually uh, people with this kind of creativity does that, and of course, to Father had that creativity. Maybe Father was really confessing uh, to Mother the feeling he held for so long. But we saw True Father expressing his love towards Mother in public also, right? It might be the both way. We all felt the same way. True Mother, True Children, and all leaders present in the humble visiting room at that January correctional institution erupted in loud applause. Father wrote the calligraphy for me that day. Percy, how you persevere to be victorious. When I received True Father's precious handwriting calligraphy, I was overwhelmed with emotion and tears welled up in my eyes. When I was reading this, memoir of Dr. Peter Kim, I felt that True Father was speaking to me through this particular phrase: persevere to be victorious. After the victorious entrance of Cheongguk Sentum and all this big event and a very meaningful event, as a human being, I had a lot of feeling. I had a lot of feeling and a lot of things came in my mind. And then I read the testimony of Peter Kim few days before, and then I I felt myself that True Father is speaking to me that Santosh, you have to have really passion. You have to have persevere to be victorious. You cannot be what is the proper? You cannot be like unstable. You have to you have to continue. You have to continue to be victorious together with True Mother. So this calligraphy given by True Father to Dr. Peter Kim, after reading this memoir, gave me a big meaning in my life also, a big impact in my life also. I felt that True Father is speaking to me at the same time that True Father was speaking to Dr. Peter Kim. At the first, the meaning of the words Father wrote did not come to me easily. However, after regaining some composure, I slowly reflected on each character's meaning and could understand why he had given me this motto. In particular, the more time passed, the meaning of this word, perseverance, has come to serve as a compass to guide me throughout my life. It has become a lifelong warning engraved in my heart that I will never forget. The meaning and life lesson that I discovered was, if you do not forget your original heart, but persevere and live with resolution determined, victory will follow automatically. Even now, I think about these words and strive to be patient and careful in my life, trying to keep my promise and resolutions. Father's profound teaching showed me the path to a life of blessing and glory, a life of steadfast loyalty to heaven's will with nearly 60 years of attendance to parents. This teaching remains the living treasures in my life. The time True Father spent being incarcerated at the Danbury Correctional Institution was harder on True Mother than anyone else. Furthermore, as the head of the old mission headquarters, she traveled to and from Danbury almost daily. She was completely united with True Father, emotionally and mentally, and she never took a day off from leading the global movement of restoration centered on Danbury. When Father was incarcerated at Danbury, True Mother said, when I thought that I was saying goodbye for good, my vision went black. I left without any energy left in my body. However, Father repeatedly told her, do not worry. I absolutely will not be taking a loss in reality. She later said, I found peace of mind and focus on fulfilling the will of Heavenly Parents. When I read this conversation between father and mother, I felt that how much true parents were one. It was not later that true parents became one. I think true parents were one before they meet, because true father knew what is going to happen and true mother was preparing for that particular day in 1960. And true mother, I think, When True Father was still alive, True Mother made herself zero. So she was always ready. She was always ready to be united. She was always minus. I think not zero. True Mother was always minus. So the more she would feel herself, or she would prepare herself to be minus in front of True Father, so that she could help True Father to fulfill his role of Messiah. I think that was how True Mother was doing for 53 years, because as we know, even now, True Mother told in the Thampo Morong that her mission was to support Father to succeed as the Messiah. So for Father to be succeed as the Messiah, True Mother's mission was to be minus, to support or to follow whatever True Father will say for the 53 years. And she had to wait almost 53 years to tell the next secret of heaven about the only begotten of daughter. Of course, True Father mentioned about True Mother being the only begotten of daughter in many event and everyday Hunduke. I don't know how much people could understand, but True Father was always reflecting that. But mother had to be minus to support the Messiah. Mother had to be, as I shared last time, that mother's role was to be like ocean. Mother had even symbolically, mother had to drink the poison many times. She drank the poison many times, but she never complained. So uh, this kind of feeling or this kind of understanding came to me when I read this. However, Father repeatedly told her, "Do not worry. I absolutely will not be taking a loss in reality." She later said, "I found peace of mind and focus on fulfilling the will of Heavenly Parents." True Father always prayed for True Mother, even in prison. Once, when she said, "I will fast for Father," he told her that she should not fast because she needed to strengthen herself for the providence. She said that she would only fast breakfast, but Father only allowed her to fast breakfast on Sundays. True parents' love and concern for each other were that of a messianic couple, completely united. Every morning, Father would walk up the hill and look out for Mother, who would be walking up the small hills from the parking lot to the visiting room. When talking by phone, Father and Mother would speak to one another with the sweetest voice anyone could hear. Seeing Father and Mother like this was a great source of joy and happiness for us. I also cannot forget the way they looked at each other when True Father handled the historic love poem to True Mother after he finished. Their eyes were blooming with happiness, and the way they looked at each other, exchanging clear, bright smile and laughter, filled the entire prison visiting room with the grace of the Holy Spirit. The two children who were present also applauded with smiles on their face. I remember being so intoxicated at that moment that I could not tell if it was a prison visiting room or heaven. Today, this providential poem from True Father hang in large on the wall of the entrance hall in the first floor of Cheonjeonggyun. Cheonjeonggyun is the first peace palace. Every time I look at it, I remember the loving gaze with which True Father looked at True Mother that day, the smile on True Mother's face, the happy face of True Parents, and the apples that shook the visiting room. Thank you. This is a message from Dr. Kim. I believe a very much victorious disciple of True Parents. I think Dr. Peter Kim and his wife, they were blessed as a 777 couple. And it's good to read the testimony of this kind of very victory. Uh, there are many victorious leaders, the disciple of true parents, who followed true parents until the last breath, and who passed away. Literally, I can say that Peter Kim passed away on the lap of our beloved true mother, our Holy Mother Han. So I think very few people are fortunate to pass away on the lap of true mother. And I read a similar kind of testimony of Peter Kim during my last Hunduk also. And when this time during the closing ceremony of Changilguk assembly, True Mother asked especially two leaders, Dr. Robert Kittel and what is her name? Oh, I forgot the sister who was missionary in Africa.
Kathy.
Yeah, especially two leaders to write their memory. I'm very much desperate to read. I think what Dr. Kittel has shared, even I was very close with Dr. Kittel. I worked with him in Nepal, and almost many days we were together. But I think what he has shared verbally, I think there are a lot of for him to write. I heard that he already started writing. I think I'm very much excited to read what he went through, and same the sister from who had a mission in Africa. I think these great leaders and many great leaders like these leaders, they have a lot of things to share, and this will be a great teaching material for us and for second generation and third generation and fourth generation. And this kind of treasure that our member has built during their lifetime will really help the whole world to understand who true parents are, what is the role of true parents as the messianic couple, and what is their vision for world peace. Dear brothers and sisters, as we are uh, living together with our beloved true mother, and so much fortunate to breathe the same air that true mother, the Holy Mother Han, is breathing. Let us work too hard. Let us work hard. Let us work hand in hand, and let us support each other to reach the destination of Changilguk as our beloved true parents has vision. Thank you very much. Kamsahamnida.
Samnida, thank you very much, Reverend Santosh, for sharing the memories of grace of Dr. Peter Kim. And as we know, he was one of the early translators for Father, and his English was actually very good. And I remember listening to him several times when I had my few years experience in America in the earlier time of my life of faith, and really thinking that the same thought you had, Santosh, about the words that were given to him for his motto really are, I think, words that he just represented the membership. So I felt the same. Persevere to be victorious is also a motto for us, because even though Father gives to members, but they become the representative of all of us, and perseverance really is one of those key features that all of us need, and we are the fruit of that perseverance. That we were able to be in Korea and see the opening of the gates of heaven, and realize that it has begun, and the authority of heaven has been restored, and so we're really living in an amazing, precious time with our true parents, and really the love they have for each other is enormous, a lot more than we fully realize. And I agree with you, when you said that both father and mother already fully prepared to take on that role of true parents. The marriage of the Lamb was just the confirmation of that taking place and the acknowledgement of heaven that, yes, you are the body of God on earth. And they were already prepared from birth, I believe, and that they just fulfilled their roles completely. And I was reflecting on those words that Mother said. When Father was incarcerated at Danbury, True Mother said, "When I thought that I was saying goodbye for good, my vision went black and I left without any energy left in my body." And because I think, the time, even though the correctional prison is like a soft prison, not hardened criminals are there, but it also means that a lot of people can freely move around. And it wasn't going to prison in a safe atmosphere. I mean, there were always concerns for Father's life. When Father was with members, then protected and security, and because there were so many people who were really negative and had a lot of hatred, and yet Father went to prison, and Mother really thought, wow, this, I mean, there's no way to protect Father. But Father said, don't worry, I absolutely will not be taking a loss in reality. And she later said, I found peace of mind and focused on fulfilling the will of heaven. And as we know, that Father's time in prison was victorious in many, many ways. And the prison inmates and the guards and the authorities there, in the end, really came to respect Father very deeply and found him to be a very genuine. And that's why there was that cartoon from that time saying, "Oh, you better hurry up and get out, otherwise we'll all be blessed." So that was really an incredible time. So that all the fear was gone, and then Father ended up doing more in prison, in the sense of giving things to America than before going to prison. All of the trucks and all of the resources to the ministers, and all of the campaigns to take the ministers to Korea and to pray at the Rock of Tears. I remember sending and finding ministers to go during that time, and that it turned from something that could potentially have been very sad into an amazing victory. And Father was the living example of the perseverance to be victorious together with Mother. So that's really reflecting that time, and a very precious time, and everything Father did was a victory. So thank you. And I can see Margaret has her hand up. Yeah, go ahead.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Thank you, Reverend Santos, for that report of the World Summit. It's very good. I just want to say something about the character of Peter Kim. As we know, he pulled Mother from the helicopter crash.
Yeah.
That's something I will always remember him doing. During Yankee Stadium, I was pioneering in Iowa State, and my first spiritual son joined and went to Yankee Stadium. That was the purpose of pioneering, is to find people to go to Yankee Stadium. And after Yankee Stadium, he was assigned to work with Peter Kim in Belvedere, his garden area, in a business that they started laying carpets. Then he was matched. His name is Gerald, and he was matched to a Japanese sister. And after a while, Peter Kim asked Gerald, "Where's your wife?" And he said, "She went back to Japan to take care of her parents," or something like that. And so he took note of that and waited. And after a while, he said, "Have you heard from your wife? When is she coming?" And he said, "I don't know." Uh, but in reality, the wife was, for whatever reason, kind of escaped back to Japan. And Peter Kim said to him, "I will release you from your job so you can go fundraise, and you go back to Japan and get your wife." He just spiritually felt that it was time for him to man up and go get his wife. Um, so Gerald began fundraising and saved enough money. And then he told him, "Go to Japan and bring your wife back." And so he did, and guided him. You go and buy this and this kind of gifts to bring to her parents. And he just felt that she wasn't comfortable living in America yet, or something like that. So he did. He just followed Peter Kim and went to Japan and love bombed Michigo's parents, and they were shocked that she has not made preparation to go back to America. So they encouraged her, "You should go back with your husband." And so she did. And he's from Waverly, Iowa, a very small town. And eventually they went to his hometown during the hometown Providence, and they have 5 blessed children, 4 boys and 1 girl. And Michiko was such a diligent, good wife. Not only she helped to work and raise the family, but she had all the children take some kind of musical instrument. And the small town began to be aware of this Japanese lady married to a Waverly man who has raised 5 children who are all musicians. So they invited them to go to television to be featured. Uh, and that was an opportunity for them to testify about our movement on television. So I'm just saying that if Peter Kim did not encourage Gerald and giving him a practical way of how to solve the problem, probably Gerald would not have a wife by now. So I'm really grateful for this kind of uh, internal wisdom that he had, and then took leadership with his members. So I just wanted to say that I'm truly grateful for Peter Kim in saving Gerald. And just this last blessing in Korea, one of the sons was there getting blessed to an African American sister from DC area. So they're happily moving forward with their children. Just wanted to share that about Peter Kim. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, quite amazing. Yeah. Yes, Mr. Wright, go ahead.
Thank you, Margaret, and also thank you, Santosh. While we are outside of the Chongqing, like almost together with John, and outside minus it's 0 degree and 4 hours. But at that time, Santosh, you are looking after all of the guests from Oceania. So thank you so much. This time, I visited, I think, cafeteria, and I find out Peter Kim's book. I think, I don't know if you can see.
Ah,
Well, anyway, so this is Japanese version, but I did not know translate English. That's why I picked up Peter Kim testimony. Was, I think, printed last year, August. So they, after come back to here, then I read nearly half, and it is incredible. I think testimony. I think heart and attitude, faith, and closeness, and this sacrificial life, and so close. Maybe this is one of the, in the Bible, for testimony like that kind of historical can survive truly, and how disciple of people are really closely working with Messiah. And yeah, then also Santosh mentioned it's to mother ask elder member like Rev Song and Cassie Regnier and kid to other after retire, they asking to write a testimony and autobiography, and I think like a kind of age of the testimony, and together with the parent, I think. Then I said to my wife, "Oh, I cannot do like that." But my wife encouraged it. Everyone is a different kind of way, different kind of life, and that's it. Then I think we have the humble. I think we have any kind of experience. It's great. So I think really truly like a two fathers calligraphy wrote like a poem to True Mother in the prison, and so Santos said, "Could you read me?" But I could not read so many Korean. But beautiful, it's a beautiful, and so now I think Sunday is Mother's Day. So mother's role is incredible, lot of role. It's a new life here, and also I think looking after and food and finance, and think worry and pray, and also a lot of wife's mission. It is incredible, but more than that, I think to mother's life, it is incredible. So all of this, yeah, thank you so much today. Incredible, I think, testimony, giving incredible, giving a life to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Yes, Reverend Stone, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Such a moving morning service. Thank you so much, Reverend Santosh. Just many things, but I think through that testimony we could, and your reflections, we could understand more about Mother, and particularly Mother when Father was in leadership. She knew that he was responsible to fulfill the mission of the Messiah, the second advent of Jesus. And so she, as you say, she made herself zero or even minus to support him in fulfilling his mission. It's really, really important to understand. And then also, of course, it's very hard for them, either father or mother, to explain their love for each other, the way they look at each other, But only somebody so close like Peter Kim he could give some insight into their relationship that nobody else could actually give. And so that we can then understand them more clearly, the love that they had for each other, and also the role that mother had at that time. Of course, now she has a different role. Now it's her time. So she's fulfilling another very critical component of the completion of the providence. Thank you again, for your beautiful sharing. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It's time now for us to offer our unison prayer. So I'll just bring up the screen. Okay. Let's pray together. Why is it not playing? 1 second. Let's do that again. I don't know. Not right. Sometimes. Jew, Jew, Jew. Thank you, everyone. Thank you again, Reverend Santosh, for sharing, and I hope everyone has a great day and see you all again tomorrow. Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.